Hey everyone, Dan here. I wanted to take a look at Rocket's RKT before it opened today. We're at about 8:40 in the morning on Wednesday, March 3rd, and sort of see what we can expect today. It's had this nice dip. I mean, it doesn't feel that way, I'm sure, for the folks holding it, but if you're looking to get into the trade, it's had this nice dip that started around 4 a.m. And has come back into this channel, which I actually drew yesterday. I was saying basically yesterday that's, if we need it to get out of this channel, if we want it to really take off, let's see. Yeah. So yesterday I had drawn this channel. This is the coming trading day, and this is yesterday. And I had basically said, these are our zones, this red zone is sort of like, be careful if it gets there and can't hold it, which it did. This is our consolidation zone, which was what was happening there. And then this green, or the top of the channel, was what we could break out of and then have our true breakout. And that happened yesterday. So what's happening right now is, I drew that on the 1 minute chart. So back to the 1 minute chart here, that is back in the channel. So I'd be looking really carefully if it's going to fall through this channel, because we saw it respect this channel yesterday in terms of its big push upward. So if it sort of is respecting this channel again today and it falls through the bottom of it, you might want to be careful of a big sell-off. The flip side of that is, if it holds the bottom of this channel, which maybe it's double bottoming at the moment, this is the live, pre-market activity right now. If it holds this double bottom and it's toward the bottom of the channel, this could be just a great buying opportunity for you to catch it low and ride it back up high. And you can sort of see what it's going to do as it approaches, the top of the channel today. But this is where our channel would be looking around market open. It'll be about 36.44 will be the price to stay in the channel. And then on the high end, as we get to like, say, 11 a.m., it'll be around 41 on the high end. So be looking for it to break high or low into the channel and figure out if you want to enter it. Again, good entry points if it holds the bottom of the channel, because you can expect it to at least ride back up toward the top of the channel, if not break out again and push really high out of the channel. But my word of caution, which I had started off with, is if it falls out of the bottom of this channel, just be very cautious that there's not a big sell-off that occurs because it's failed to hold this channel, which it held yesterday. If we want to look at some actual zones, this is pretty simple. Like I said, buy toward the bottom of the channel. Maybe look to see what's happening toward the top of the channel. And if there's a sell-off, maybe that's a good exit point. If we want to look at some magnetic zones here, which is slightly different than the channel, but it's okay. This is a really important area right here. This 3801, I'd be looking at that pretty strongly based on what's happening in pre-markets. If we can push up, I would be looking at this 40.34 as another one that's going to be important. And then on the bottom side, let's see, we might have to draw this back to yesterday. Let's see what was happening. Okay, so yeah, on the bottom side, this would put this out of the bottom of the 1 minute channel. But I would be looking for it to absolutely hold this 34.95. We're going to put that red. I'd be looking for it to absolutely hold that, if we're going to sort of have a low to buy the dip on. That would be what I'd be looking for, 34.95. If it falls below that, that can still be okay. It just depends what it does when it's below that. If it does this sort of thing, like what happened here, hit its head against it, and then break through, and then jump off of that point, come back down, test it, and now it stops and says, okay, this is my support level now, so it pushes off of it again. That's what you want to see. It's okay if it gets stuck underneath. It's what it does when it gets stuck underneath. Does it hit its head and then fall? Or does it hit its head, get over it, and then have some action above it that indicates that it's now support? And this is your biggest indication that it's now support. It goes over it and then comes back down and retests it, and it gets bought up again and pushes off. Then you can feel pretty confident in that support level. So that's what I'd be looking for today. A bounce off of $34.95 if we get to it. A consolidation around $38. That might be a tough zone for it to get over, but it'll be really good support if it does. And then 40.34 as another area where it might do a lot of consolidation around that price as the day goes on. Okay, so it's sort of, kind of threatened to fall out of the channel there, but it's holding up well. The thing that I just described with that, the red price, like the price that we don't want it to get stuck underneath, the same thing applies to the channel. The channel's okay if there's some activity that happens above and below it. It's just, does it get stuck underneath it and it can't break back through it? Or does it sort of like come out of the channel and then get itself back in and reestablish it? That's where you have to just sort of like use some good judgment and figure out what's happening in real time, and not just sort of freak out every time that it falls out of the channel or falls below your low price target. And then same thing on the top side, it could break out of this channel and then not be able to hold that and come back and start, bumping its head against the channel and drop back down. So same thing applies. Like, don't get overly ecstatic and think that if it jumps out of this channel that it's then going to run up 20% or 80%. You just have to judge it as it's happening, but it gives you areas to look at and pay the most attention to. That's the important thing. And you're paying attention to it because you're deciding, am I holding this? Am I going to buy in, or am I going to sell out and close my position, or trim, or average down? So those are all options, and those are all what we're looking for when we're looking at channels and magnetic zones and price targets. So those are my thoughts on Rocket today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And if you're in this play, good luck. I'm currently not, but I might look at sort of like what's happening at the bottom of this channel is interesting to anyone who's not in this yet, I think. So good luck, everyone, and enjoy the day, and I'll see you later.